What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wild Rift University. I am Thing1, and today we have an awesome video for you. If you haven't watched my videos before, like and subscribe. We go over the micro and macro aspects of the game to teach you how to actually improve at the game. You're not going to improve by just watching combo videos, build videos, and watch me smash other players' videos. These are the types of videos that actually help you improve the game because we're breaking down the aspects of the game, the thought process of the game as well. And so what we're actually going to talk about in this game is we're going to talk about micro wins. We're also going to talk about how to come back from games that are being thrown, because I think a lot of times most people are throwing games and they don't really know how to come back from them. And then when they lose those games, a lot of times they fall into a place where they think, oh, I'm bad, I'm not improving. But improving isn't winning. And that's something that a lot of players really struggle with. You're not getting better at the game by winning games. You actually get better at the game by finding little things that you did wrong and then improving them in the next game and adding them to your game. Because the more things that you can make sure that you're always doing right, the more you're going to win, because you're creating micro wins in the game. And these micro wins are how you actually win the game and how you translate into large wins as well. Okay? Because one of the things that a lot of players struggle with in League of Legends is, like, when you start to fall behind, you can't will yourself just back into the game. You can't muscle your way back in, because it's not how the game works. This game works basically by whoever has the most gold wins the game, typically. And the only way that you don't win the fight is basically if you either cause the team to make a mistake or you do some type of outplay. So you have to learn how to create outplays and mistakes in the enemy team in order to win the game. Okay? So we're going to kind of break down some of the things. Now, one of the things I wanted you to kind of notice, I'm going to just rewind this video a tiny bit. So one thing that you'll notice as I was going, I don't know if you're paying attention here, I'm panning the map a lot as we go through. You see how I'm just panning the map right there? If you're not panning the map and you're a jungler or any lane just in general, you are going to massively struggle in this game, especially if you're trying to get up at higher elo. Because what I'm getting by panning this map is I'm getting information. What's going on? Honestly, there's a couple times I wish I would have panned a little more. Like for this gank that I was just setting up, I wish I would have panned a little bit more. And this just to kind of see what the health and everything is. But I didn't do that. So let's first talk about it. So right now, everything's 0-0. What I should have done is I actually should have dropped a pink right up here before I went into the lane. Okay, so the reason why I should have dropped a pink right up there is because, one, this would let me know if the Evelyn's coming or the jungler's coming. I didn't do that, okay? I have a pink. Why I didn't do that, only God knows. Big mistake. And is this situation, anytime you're ganking, the laner doesn't know that you're coming and you got a good gank, make sure you drop a ward if you have one, because it will stop you from getting counter ganked and know if you need to disengage the gank. Because one of the biggest throws that junglers do and laners just do in general is they start a gank, use all their abilities, then get counter ganked and lose. And as you guys saw, that's almost what happened here. I also didn't engage my S2 or S3 fast enough. Luckily, we get the kill. Fortunately, I wasn't able to save my teammate. And here I was going to flash, but I saw the heart, waited. I may have not been able to get hit by that, but I think it was definitely better for me to flash just to be safe. And here basically what my thought process is, like, I'm actually purposely doing this. I'm wanting to harass the Evelyn. I don't think she can kill me because I know I have my spell shield, and now I just blew her flash, blew her ult, blew her ignite. She has nothing, so it's gonna be way easier for my Kassadin to go in here. Even though most of the time, like, back is the right idea, I know I have my long range I was about to say Q again, S1, so that way I could help him escape, but he got away. He even had his ult up as well. So unfortunately, they got first blood, and it did go on a Sett, which Sett is such a super strong champion. So that's a little bit unfortunate as well, but you know, overall, not a terrible start. I got the kill. Honestly, the way I'm looking at this game, I kind of feel like my champion is going to be the most important champion in the game. That and the J4, because the J4, he can lock people into his ult, and then I can pull on top of them. And then Kassadin's just going to do Kassadin things. You have to excuse my jungle. So, like, my jungle clear the last couple days has been pretty god-awful, honestly. So here, kind of like what my thought process is right now is I feel like I could go and try and gank this top lane, but I don't see them anymore. I didn't pan my camera over like I should have. If I would have panned my camera over, I probably would have seen that they were actually still pushing, and then maybe I actually would have set up a gank right there. Instead, I didn't, and it cost my team probably 2 kills. But I think it was pretty obvious looking back that they wanted to be aggressive there, and I wasn't playing the map properly. Their lane was pushing. They clearly backed up. I think the other reason why I kind of didn't want to gank is because they got the River Scuttle on me. And so getting the River Scuttle... Oh, I just want to point this out real quick. So looking at the map, so I also know Dragon and Rift Herald are about to spawn. So what do? I make sure I have a ward available, and I put a ward on the opposite side that I'm going to go on, because what you never want to have happen is where you get in this dance not knowing is the enemy doing the other objective or not, and then you're sitting there wasting time. All of a sudden, boom, they got it, and now the other enemy team's hard engaging, and you're trying to like win a fight. So this is kind of like one of those little micro wins right here. This gives me information that the other enemy team may not have, making it a little bit easier for me to make decisions on the map with the limited information I have. So part of the reason also, like I said, I didn't gank the top, even though I think I probably should have at least shown, is I was thinking more so like, okay, I can't really gank the top because they have the River Scuttle. I'm going to focus on hard clearing right here. I'm telling the J4 now, because this is a group of 5. I'm telling him, hey, let's... oh, actually, also, let me pause real quick. So what I'm doing now is I'm focusing on itemization. I'm looking at the champions that they have, and before I buy my next item, because I could just buy boots, or I could just buy something like, okay, what is actually going to help me in the next team fight? And I actually had to stop and think for a second. You know, and I also asked my team, like, if you don't ask your team sometimes, hey, guys, what do you think is the best bet? You may make the wrong item choice. And I'm not saying your teammates will always know what to do, but in some situations that they do know what to do. So here, you know, I thought about it. I was like, okay, actually Orb is probably going to be the best bet because it's going to help stop the set from healing. I was basically telling my J4, hey, bro, don't die here. We're going to need you at the dragon. He's like, yeah, dude, don't worry about it. But the nice thing that actually happened here, so even though the J4 didn't rotate, he gave lots of really good distraction that kept their jungler. So I'm like telling my team, hey, let's go hard on this dragon. Now, as you see, I don't initially go straight at the dragon, which is partially a mistake, but also okay. Because I'm thinking if I can land a S1 here, we get a free kill and we get the dragon. My S1s kind of sucked this game, which was really kind of missing while watching this video. But we get an easy dragon secure because the jungler is nowhere near in place to be able to contest this. Now, the other great thing, because I placed that ward there, I now have time. I know their jungler's not there. So this means I have time to go back, buy some boots to give me a little bit more of an advantage when we're going to fight. And the reason why that's also so big is because we're going against a Singed. We're going against a Set. We're going against a team with really good engage. And this is going to help me just be stronger. Here, once again, their team's not in position. So instead of going there and starting it by myself, because my team's also not in position, the reason why I don't go straight for it this time, I don't know where they are. My top lane, or my ADC and support are all the way top, and my bot lane and my tank, I'm just going to call the lanes by where they actually are when you're looking at it. My bot lane is still by himself, and my top lane, they're backing, and my mid lane just backed. Okay, so it's kind of pointless for me to go in right away by myself unless somebody's rotating, so I might as well just get that little bit of farm. And I know they're not there. Also, this gives enough time for the River Scuttle to reset as well. Now I see the jungler. Now I know we can hard go in on this. My bot lane rotated with me, so pretty free, pretty easy as well. This is one thing I absolutely hate about the Rift Herald. Like, his one auto attack does like 900 damage. Like, it's so annoying to me that that happens. That literally an auto attack can outsmite smite. This right here was just really unfortunate. I was trying to, so I saw their jungler top, so I was thinking, okay, I can easily get a steal of their jungle. So it's kind of the right play, but honestly, I should have told my my bot lane to rotate with me instead. of just doing it by myself, which I didn't. So that ended up being kind of bad. They end up killing us right there, and they get 2 kills, and we don't even get a kill with the Rift. That's one of the other reasons why I like to make sure I get the Rift, because I only use the Rift in a situation where I know for sure I'm going to get the tower. And trusting my teammates to do that sometimes can be it can be a little bit more difficult. So here, it's good that I initially help push out this wave right now, because I don't want Set to get priority and try and steal this wave. And also, like, I'm really wanting to try and get the first tower. Also, because right now, as you can see, like, it's 1 to 5. Like, I don't think we're super far behind, but we're also, like, kind of behind as well. Especially with, like, their team comp, I feel like we win. I mean, no, I don't think. We do win late game, because, I mean, when you look at their team, okay, it has good snowballing effects, but the practicality of it isn't the greatest. Unless they're fed, which they currently are fed, so it is going to work really well for them. But late game, the longer the game goes, if they don't end early, their team comp's going to come back to bite them more and more so. So that's kind of like one of the things as well. Like, I want to try and negate their snowball as long as possible. And so here I'm doing red, but I have to back off because, like, I feel like he's going to get 3v1 dive. And kind of get screwed. What I kind of wish actually would have happened here is the Kassadin to actually, like, maybe go top and try and help the top lane. I'm pretty sure I actually asked him to come bot lane. So that's probably on me, because this is a 5-man, we are on comms. And then I also wish right here we all would have just hard pushed this. Okay, we did hard. Yeah, because I was right here, I was worried, like, holy crap, they're about to get the first tower. But because our positioning was so bad, like, we lose the top tower, we give up more kills, and the Jinx is getting fed. So I kind of want to pause real quick right here. So I hope I show. So right now, this is kind of what my thought process is, okay? I'm looking at their team, and the Jinx is the strong person on their team. So I'm thinking, okay, how do we beat this Jinx right now? Because this Jinx is starting to pop off. Jinx's strength is her mobility. So my thought process is like, hey, I need something to slow this Jinx down. So I'm going to go to Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Their team has tons of mobility. Mobility is what makes their team strong. So I need to counteract that. Plus their team goes a lot off of CC, which is one of the reasons why I also picked Morgana, because of her spell shield. So, like, now I'm focusing on, like, okay, I gotta focus on Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Let's get this item built. I still feel like I need damage, so I build the damage side rather than health, because I'm not really dying a lot right now. But because of our bad rotations and everything, like, we give up 2 towers here. I flashed because he flashed, honestly. I probably shouldn't have flashed, but because he flashed, it made me want to flash. And actually, I'm going to use this little situation right here to point out a huge mistake that people make, okay? So, right here, there's probably no reason to flash onto the Evelynn, okay? Now, and a lot of players do this. When my mid laner flashes on, this is what goes on in my head. Oh, my mid laner just used his flash to secure this kill. We just utilized a very valuable asset to try and secure a kill. I have to now, because of the play that he made, engage in the play just as deep in order to make it worth it. Okay? Me flashing here, 1, does not secure the kill, because 1, I have to get a good flash. Then I have to hit a skill shot from a moving target at basically max range. It's not worth it all. Just because your teammate makes a big play, okay, and unfortunately if you can't execute on it, it's okay the fact that you can't execute on it. Maybe the result of that play is you burn a flash, or maybe you do get a kill, maybe you don't get a kill, you know? It sucks if you don't, but just because your teammate makes a massive move play or a great play, and you don't execute on it right, doesn't mean you actually have to. Because now, like, look at this. We burn all that, don't get anything. I could have easily walked up and still not used my flash, and we still get the exact same value that we just got out of this. We got 1 flash for burning 2 flashes. and I didn't even have to burn my flash, and the exact same outcome would have happened as well. So I think this is a thing that a lot of players struggle with. This right here is weird. So you saw where it flashed up there on him, but then look where he actually was. He ended up in a different spot than where the thing flashed, okay? Here, once again, utilizing information. So we got them to back. I'm making sure that I'm backing because I know the objectives are coming up as well. I'm not as worried about the Rift Herald side because we had that vision, because we pre-secured that already. So my focus is going to be like more so on the Dragon side because we have Rift side vision. So I feel more secure knowing that like, hey, if they go for that, we have time to rotate. But if they go for Dragon, I feel like it's more important for us to have Dragons, especially because like we're falling behind in the game. So I'm trying to tell my team right now, hey, we need to rotate up because like I said, we are on comms. I'm just trying to get some poke out right now, burst down this Leona as much as possible. And then, okay, so what I do like also right here is we're being patient. We're waiting for our whole team to come in versus just going in 1v3. So now we're letting them start the Dragon, which when you're behind, letting the enemy team start the Dragon is always the best bet because one, it's helping them take damage if you're going to contest it. Now, I'm also going to talk about this real quick. So what we're doing here is actually not smart, okay? When they all came to Dragon, honestly, we probably should have surrendered Dragon and gone to Rift. And this is why, okay? It's 2-6. They're way stronger than us. Their composition is stronger than us early. The Jinx is fed, okay? They're way tankier than us at the current moment. We don't really win a 5v5, and because they're ahead and the types of champions they have, in a confined space like the river or the dragon pit, when you have a Singed, when you have a Leona, and you have a set, their abilities really own us in those, and it gives full range for Jinx to set rockets and Evelynn to just use her ult and hit multiple people. So it puts us in a really horrible situation. We really honestly should have traded Rift for Dragon. The only reason we didn't this game I really felt like we have to get Dragons to win this game. And then also, I just felt like I was a much better jungler than their jungler. So I'm trusting myself to kind of just make a play here. So here, they do a really bad job by not focusing me. I'm popping my ult. He blows on me. They're focusing the whole enemy team instead of focusing me, which was their mistake. Honestly, if they would have just focused me, they would have killed me and got everything. And then now, as you see, we just give the Jinx a pentakill. Our ADC gets a triple kill. Thank God we got something, but we gave the Jinx a pentakill. And now look at this real quick, okay? Look at this. The Jinx is now 7-0, okay? Their sets 3, 3, and 6. The Singed is 0, 1, and 8, which is exactly what you'd want to be on a Singed. The Evelynn, honestly, is kind of really hurting them. I don't know why they went Evelynn. Evelynn mid can work. What's really unfortunate for them, because Evelynn mid can throw a lot of people off, because it does work. It's just really risky. Our guy who's playing mid right now, he plays Evelynn mid, so he knows how to play against it. So that kind of really counteracted them. If you look at my team, my top laner's feeding right now. I just died again. My death there was a worth death. My first death was a misplay death. Our mid lane's still doing pretty good. Our ADC was 0-3, but just got a triple in order to kind of pull herself back in the game. And our support's doing good for how well our team is feeding. But now they have a hyper carry Jinx, who's 7-0, 10,000 gold. She's 2,000 gold, over 2,000 gold above the strongest person on our team. So we're kind of in trouble.
Shut down.
So when this kind of happens, basically what I'm telling my team is, guys, we need to slow these fights down, okay? I'm letting them know, like, I need to get Rylai's Crystal Scepters. Like, we can't win a team fight until we have Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Now, even though we gave that all those kills, what I'm also trying to focus my team on is like, hey, guys, the micro wins, okay? We got the dragon, okay? We now have more armor scaling, more health regen scaling, and everything. And this is going to really help us in the late game of the game. Now here, the Kassadin, what he did here was awesome. So smart. So not as great that he's the one in there, but the fact that he hit it so that way it moved towards the wall, this allows us to pick a fight with them without actually having to fight with them over the objective, because we can use our abilities over the wall. They can't pull it away from the wall because I can continuously use the pool to keep it right where it's at. And once again, they're out of position. Our ADC for some reason is top lane, but once again, I'm trusting that I'm the better jungler. I'm going to outsmite. I do outsmite, and here once again we overstay. We should have just. This is the other thing, like. We got the so at the dragon we couldn't run. There's nothing we could have done. Okay, we were kind of all in. But here, our ADC wasn't with us. Our ADC should have been with us. So this just made it even harder for it, because now our strongest player, technically according to gold, isn't with us. As soon as we secured that rift, we immediately should have ran, because all we're doing now is, yay, we get the rift, but we're destroying our micro wins. Okay. So the dragon was a micro win, but really a loss, because we got the dragon. Yeah, that's great. We have better scaling now, but we gave away 5 kills to a carry. Now we just got the Rift Herald, but we're about to give away more kills, okay? And I'm giving another kill to the Jinx. And then the Evelynn, another hyper carry, just got another kill. So we just gave away 4 more kills. Look at this. The Jinx is now 8-0. Evelynn now. Then the Evelynn, another hyper carry, completely blew our lead by giving away all those free kills to the Jinx and now the Evelynn, putting them completely in the game. So I mean, just like, look at this now: 8-0-3, 3-1-6. Definitely putting ourselves in like just an absolutely horrible situation in order to win this game, okay? Most people would think like this game is basically over. Like, yeah, we're getting objectives, but like the Jinx is unstoppable. The Leona's 0-1-11. The Set can barely be killed. The Singed can barely be killed. And Evelynn's kind of like just blowing people up as well with her damage. So, and our ADC wasn't in position. And now our ADC is kind of just getting caught out a little bit. Luckily, though, she was able to survive. So, once again, what I'm kind of just telling my team is like, guys, look, I got to get this Rylai's Crystal Scepter. And the only way we're going to win team fights is if we have slow, drawn-out team fights. We're not going to win all-in team fights. Like, we have to slowly poke them out and then win these team fights as well. Otherwise, we're just going to lose the game. Okay? So right now, like the way I'm looking at it, like our win factor is basically going to be us shutting down this Jinx, okay? And that's kind of what I started telling the team. I was like, right here, guys, like, dude, the Jinx is massive. I was like, no matter what happens right now, the next fight, we are killing the Jinx, okay? And like what I'm sitting here thinking is like, if I can just get a kill on this Jinx, I know I can get back in the game, because this is going to give me a gold power spike right now to get me back in this game and get our team back in this game. So right now, just looking for gold as much as we can. Really, I don't want to really fight right now, because like I said, if we fight, we're just going to lose the fight anyways. Here, I'm dropping the Rift, not because I think it's necessarily the best thing. It's more so like we just need to get some gold. And this is what I told you, guys. I'm just going to drop it mid, get some gold, back up, get that tower back up. Like right now, we're just trying to get gold, towers, and back up. Now what I'm telling you guys, hey, I got the Rift. I got Rylai's Crystal Scepter. We can win team fights now. All we have to do is slowly poke out. Let me just put damage on people. And like here, I'm getting my pools on the Jinx. I'm hard focusing the Jinx. Trying to, and right here. So now they're being so aggressive because they know they're so far ahead. They're lightly diving our tower. And here, boom, this was huge. So look at this. This is the combo that we wanted from the very beginning. So they're being so aggressive, they're not even paying attention to the map right now. Look at this. They know they're so strong. The Jinx knows they're so strong, and a lot of players do this. They think they won the game, and they start to celebrate. They're clapping, yeah, we won. They're thinking about that mark. They're thinking about that LP or whatever you want to call it. And like, yeah, we got this game won. They're not paying attention to the fact that like our team has incredible CC, and if we get a combo off with the J4, my pool, and then the Sona stun with my stun, and then my ult, we can lock a team down. And so our J4 comes all the way around, boom, whole team. I drop a pool on the whole team. They're just burning right now. Their whole team is just burning. Get another stun on top of another pool, burning their whole team. Here I see the Jinx, she pushes up, double kill, and I got the shutdown. Just got like basically 1,000 gold. 1,000 gold. So right now I'm telling my team, this is our chance. They overextended. We got the long extended fight that we need. Like, let's go Baron, let's go Baron. So I'm telling my whole team, let's go Baron, let's go Baron, let's go Baron. This is our chance. I'm letting them all know, like, we can get back into this game. And so the Kassadin starts to walk away, and we're like, hey, bro, come back, come back. He's like, oh, no, I got this kill, I got this kill. Like, no, and we're all just yelling, come back, come back. Right here, we kind of mess up, and the Evelynn got away, unfortunately. And we're still here yelling at the Kassadin, dude, come back where the Baron is free. The Baron's absolutely free. And then we die. And now my whole team is yelling at the Kassadin. Because like I said, we're on comms. And they're literally yelling at him. They're like, dude, why'd you do that? Why? Like, we told you to come back over and over and over again. And they're just flaming him. And I was like, guys, stop. Stop. Like, we made a mistake. This game's not over. We know we can win team fights now. Like, look at that Rylai's Crystal Scepter. We know we can win team fights. We won that team fight because we played it slow and steady. Like, we can still do this. So here, the team makes a good choice, okay? It's risky, but a good choice. They're going all in to try and stop this Baron. But look what I do, okay? I don't go in. Look which way I'm going. I'm going the complete opposite way. And why am I doing that? Because I was doing this. I was looking at the map. I watched the Kassadin go all in. I saw the damage that he did. And I was like, okay, if he's going to go that way, and I see where the rest of my team is, I know they're going to pause on the Baron for a split second. Focus. I got a tank over there. It's going to be hard for them to kill. I'm checking. I'm telling my ADC, he's got his Guardian. All they're focusing on is kills right now. They're thinking, we got Baron, we just got the kills, but what are they not paying attention to? They're giving me the dragon for free. I smite right away to help quick clear it. And so what am I doing? Instead of being all depressed and trying to get to the Baron and like, oh, we lost, I'm focusing on the micro wins. We can't get this. I'm going to try and get something else that gives me an advantage. Technically, my 3 dragons is almost, it's not better, but it's like, once their Baron runs out, my 3 dragons is way better than Baron because I'm focusing on the micro wins. And I also have insane damage because I'm Morgana. My late game is crazy. We also have a Kassadin whose late game is crazy. We have Senna who has infinite scaling. J4 is crazy tanky. And Kai'Sa's strong too. And now I'm finishing my anti-heal. So like I'm basically almost full build. And I'm just telling my team, be patient. Let's not start anything. Now I'm going, I went, freaking brain farting on the name real fast. The Rift Maker, simply because even though, so Void Staff would have been better here because they had so much armor. The reason why I did Rift Maker though, is because I had to survive. I realized that I'm the only way our team wins team fights is with my slows, because otherwise their mobility around us is too much for my team to handle. So that's why I went Rift Maker. It was why I'm starting to build Rift Makers, because I know I need that extra sustain. So here I'm telling my team, guys, slow the fights down, poke, let me burn people. If we fight like this, we will win. And once again, I'm telling the team, focus the Jinx, focus the Jinx, focus the Jinx, okay? I'm constantly trying to put pools. I'm putting pools in the direction that I know that my team wants to go. The Jinx is being hyper aggressive and pays for it. Dead. Now the Jinx is dead. I'm telling my team, go, go, go. Like, let's go, let's go. Once the Jinx is dead, I know we have this game basically all set up. Telling the team, be aggressive. They get a couple good plays. Now we got to play a little passive again. But we got our micro wins there. Here, this is a little aggressive. We probably don't have to be this aggressive. But, we kind of have him right here. He gets the kill. I'm telling you right now, the J4, like, dude, why did you stop helping the Kassadin? Like, we kept having little mini breakdowns and everything. Like, part of the other reason why I didn't go for it was, one, I don't think we needed to be that aggressive. Two, I assumed that the two of them together would have been able to kill him, but for some reason the J4 stopped helping, so I had to go back in and help. So now we got them all dead. Obviously, right now what the plan is basically just push the waves, showing my team once again, like, hey guys, we can win this game. This game's very winnable right now. Now that we actually have the items that we need, we can actually win the game. We just have to continue to play a slow-paced game and wait for them to make mistakes. Like that last team fight. The reason why we were able to win the team fight is because this right here. If we would have just fought all in, we would have lost. But we won because we were waiting for mistakes. We're not stronger than them yet. We're still not. But look what Jinx did. She went all in. 3v1 basically. Her team's not backing her up. She gives us a free kill. Now they don't have their damage. Now we can actually win because all their damage is on Jinx. We have to wait for them to give us the kill. Like I said, you can't muscle your way back into games. We found a mistake. We capitalized on the mistake. Okay? And that's literally how you come back from games. When you make a mistake, continue to play the game, get micro trades, little wins for maybe a loss. Eventually those start to stack up. You wait for the enemy to make mistakes, and then you push up on those. So now, like I said, we have the triple dragon. We're starting to come back in gold and everything. We're not that far behind. Turrets are pretty close. And I'm just going to keep poking. I'm just going to keep poking. Look at all that damage. Here, once again, my freaking Qs are just horrible. But this Singe goes in all by himself against me and the Senna, and now he has no health, okay? He has no health whatsoever. He's basically going to be useless for the team fight. The Evelynn comes in. Leona wastes her ult. I get a nice S3. We've completely made their tank useless. Their other tank is now useless. It's just their one tank. And we're just burning them. All because of small mistakes at the enemy team. We were patient waiting for them to make mistakes, and we turned the game around. Like I said, and you learn this. You don't learn this from just winning games all the time. You learn stuff like this from losing games, finding things that you did wrong, and then capitalizing on them. Because, like, for me, guys, at the beginning of this season, like, I haven't had a lot of time to play this season, but at the very beginning of this season, like, I was playing amazing. And I won, like, my first couple games in a row, and then right after that just started losing like crazy. But I knew I wasn't worried even though I was losing like crazy because I was playing so well and I was learning from my mistakes. And this game's a really good example of like learning from a lot of those mistakes and how I can use them to continue to improve my game. And this game gets me back to Diamond, finally, actually high elo. Some people don't agree that Diamond's high elo. I don't really care if you agree or disagree. Like I said, I'm Grandmaster. I still consider Grandmaster 41 points plus. I could have been Challenger last season if I wanted to, but I stopped playing ranked and just focused on Legend Q. But top 5% is high elo, whether you want to admit it or not. Now, are there some players in high elo that maybe aren't good enough to be in high elo? Yeah, that has to do with a skill bell curve, which we'll talk about maybe in other videos. Because just like every rank, there's always players that don't belong in that rank. But let's look at this real quick. So I didn't get MVP this game. I did get an S rating. I think it was debatable whether or not I deserved MVP this game, but it's all right. But our teammates, we did what we needed to do to get back in the game. We constantly looked for small wins. Even when we made mistakes that looked like it was going to cost us the game, we focused on the things that actually would get us back into the game rather than focusing on the things that were just going to lose us the game as well. Look at our team fight participation. The J4X, 95%. I mean, just excellent. 86, 64, 55, 68. Their team fight participation was really great too. What really kind of made them struggle was actually their team comp. You know, their team comp had to win early, and they did win early. It worked out exactly how they wanted to. However, because of the late game of their team comp and how weak it is, and they had 3 tanks, they just didn't have the damage late game to keep up with us. And then once I had Rylai's Crystal Scepter, it basically messed up their whole comp because like their comp had to move around and be quick, but my pools were basically slowing them and stopping them from being able to be so quick and move around the map so quickly. So it just made a huge difference in the game. Look at the gold difference too as well. Super massive. But I mean, like, because when you look at this game was hard lost, hard thrown. Hard lost, hard thrown. But we looked for small wins. Small wins being like, and understanding win factor. Like, my team, we had to get the dragons, okay? We knew that we had to get the dragons. We were hyper aggressive with the dragons. Luckily, I was a better smiter than their jungler. Their jungler didn't prioritize those things as much because they were so far ahead. They're like, okay, we can give it up. And by the time they realized, hey, it's hyper important, you know, they were making mistakes that caused them to lose those objectives, okay? The Jinx cost their team a lot as well. Even though she played great, there's a couple times, like in the jungle near the end, when I killed her and I got the shutdown on her, that got me back into the game. Then another one at that top side of the map, she pushed up when it was just her versus 3 of us. I hit her with a pool. We jumped on her, killed her because she got kill hungry trying to chase the ADC. Those small micro wins that we kept looking for, getting the dragons, pushing sides of the map, slow pushing the game, stalling the game out as much as we can, ended up changing the game. Because you look, the whole game just changed in an instant. It was them hard winning. We came back a little bit, hard winning again, and then boom, just instant change within just a couple minutes of the game. All because we utilized our composition right. We understood our win factor. And this was because I explained to my team, hey guys, this is how we actually win this game. We worked together. We didn't flame each other. And when we did make a mistake, we still got back around each other and won the game. All your games can be winnable. Yes, there's going to be games you're going to lose. But if you understand the win factor of the game, you can come back and win the game. And if you also understand micro wins, it will help you come back. Because a lot of players, like I said, they don't understand the micro win aspect of how to get yourself back in the game. And then also, like I said, waiting for mistakes. Once you fall behind, you can't muscle your way into a win. You have to sit back and wait for the enemy to make mistakes, capitalize on those mistakes. And we talked about those in the video. But hey guys, I hope you enjoy this video. Like, subscribe to the video. Hopefully this video connects properly. It kind of had a glitch in the middle, so I'm going to have to do a little bit more editing to try and make it work. So we will see what happens. All right, peace out.